welcome to In the Shadow of Trees. This is a piece that's been written and devised and planned and directed and will be performed by members of Stories of Hope and Home. I think most of you know this, but for those who don't, Stories of Hope and Home is a group of people who come from all over the world. It's a group who share stories, talk together, do creative activities like this, eat a lot of cake, mostly that, and have lots of fun. We also create shared, safe space where people can laugh and can cry together, where people can share love and share their lives as one family. The performance today explores some of our real-life stories, and some of them are difficult stories. There are things in this performance that might make you feel sad or feel angry. And if you are upset by anything, we would encourage you to talk to someone you trust afterwards about that, about what you feel. Don't worry though, many of our stories contain plenty of joy and hope and optimism. And we are sure that there will also be lots of things to make you smile and probably laugh as we take you on this journey with us. We do start with a song, and actually, spoiler alert, end with a song, and it has a call and response chorus. So we would like you to join in loudly and with enthusiasm. Thank you very much for being here.
This is the place where we I remember another
I remember another tree.
I remember
That was
another tree.
another
And I remember another place.
I remember another tree.
Rossi.
Je me souviens d'un autre
I
arbre.
remember another tree.
I remember other
tree.
tree.
Recuerdo.
I remember another tree. When I was in secondary school, the compound of the Jehovah's Witness headquarters had this big mango tree. Most of its branches were inside, but some stretched over the walls to the outside, heavy with delicious ripe fruit. Those of us who could climb would use the backs of anybody that was available to reach up to those branches and pluck the juicy mangoes to eat. But we had to be quick because when the people from the Jehovah Witnesses office would see us, they would come out angry and we all had to scatter and run, carrying whatever we could manage to hold.
I remember walking with my friends to school. We always take the roads we take homes lining the middle or along the pavements near the highway. They trees were everywhere, and we would throw rocks to knock the dates down and take them as we realized that the bigger the rock, the better the chance to get more with one shot. So we would hunt for hard bricks, full bricks, anything to give us the best chance. Then we check nobody's coming, no cars driving close, and we take aim and launch. If it's a hit, dates rain down, and we gather them up and sit under the tree, happy as friends. But if we miss and have a brick almost land on a car, flies into somebody's garden, run away, carrying what we can, laughing about our escape.
In the backyard of my mother's house, there was very tall guava tree that was filled with fruit just once a year. I love guava. We all did. We were young. I was about 7, and it became a competition to see who would wake up the earliest in the morning to pick a guava. Everyone wanted to be the first to collect the fruit. That's why I used to sneak out of my bed while everyone was still sleeping to climb the tree and gather as many as I could.
Months come close to Christmas time. We knew that the best tree were in the school, but we were not supposed to take them. So we would wait patiently for 6 o'clock. When the school closed, then we would climb inside. The best climber, like my sister, who were not scared of height, would go up the tree to get to the top and cut, while the rest of us would be looking out by the gate in case the head teacher came back and we got in trouble. When the tree top was cut, we all worked together as they passed it down over the gate to us. We took it home and decorated it with fresh biscuit and sometimes chocolate by midnight. Then, after a week, we burned the tree to say goodbye.
When I was 11 years old, my school had a police inside. Before it had a healing in the middle. I slept down, we used the climb up with a little plastic box for class. Every time we would run up the hill, get into the box, slide down, then run up and do it again. We scrapped our elbows, or shoulder, or knees. One time I remember I even tore my trouser, but at the same matter, we were happy, gliding and sliding until we had to go back inside.
When we were children, my friends and I would look after the goat and sheep. We had to call to them speaking like animals. We would stay under a big tree for shelter from the sun. We would feed the sheep grass and even sometimes we would ride them like horses. We were just children and maybe we shouldn't have just done it. But it was so much fun. Riding sheep around and often falling off. And all of us laughing together under the tree. When I remember this now, I smile and wonder if that tree still stands. In my village, when I used to walk up during the night to pee outside, there was a big tree with long branches and long leaves and looked like a monster waiting in the darkness. Sometimes, as you started to pee, the wind would blow and the branches would move and run like the monster was alive, shaking and reaching and coming for you. You would pee as quickly as you could, then run back inside the house for safety.
There was a tree that was many things for me and my friends. When it was hot, it would give us shadow from the sun. We would sit under it and stay cool. Sometimes we would climb up high in its branches and sit watching the world and listening to the birds singing. Even in the winter, the tree gave us protection from the wind and rain. It did a lot for us, but I think if I went back home now, I might not even like it.
There was a tree in my community that everyone knew. It was a very big tree. The elders would sit under it in the evening to talk and play drums. Their laughter and joy made them seem like youngsters, like this was their happy place. Whenever somebody was missing from the group, somebody would be sent to fetch them, to help them back, so they could be together under the tree, happy again.
Sitting under the big neem tree outside my family home is one of my best memories. The tree is in the middle of the backyard, which was my favorite part of World House. I used to clean it every Friday, ready for the weekend, when I would cross the ground and the water hit the sandy earth. The smell will fill the yard. We will sit together as a family, sipping our sweet coffee in the cool and calm, watching my father's colorful birds and listening to their song. Hours will go by with us. In the shade of neem tree, sharing what happens during the week. Sometimes my aunt will visit and make it more special by preparing the coffee with traditional snacks and incense. Time with family, sitting, eating, drinking, and talking is the best.
My family still sit under that tree. I am not there anymore.
That village was burnt and destroyed by the government and their army. I am not sure if that tree is still there now.
I don't know when I will come back to that tree. I don't know will I ever see it again.
A tree is like a family, then at night, trees are also scary. At that time, I realized that a tree is not just a safe place.
Trees have different seasons, just like the different seasons in our lives. Some are bright, but some are dark and cold and empty.
Everyone has left. Even the tree that made your happiness is going to leave you alone.
When I crossed the border in Sudan, I arrived in a village with a smart. It was night time. We had worked all the day. I was tired and hungry. One of them, a boy, wanted me to go with him, but I shouted and he let me go. You know, it is scary, poor girl. Later, when the smugglers were asleep, I sat a walk, clutching my small Bible, unable to sleep, and I could see big tree moving. Its branch swung like a monster, like it was coming for me. I wanted to run, but I couldn't. I wanted to scream, but I couldn't. I was so scared. Everything was new, and the monster would get me. Then morning came. As we got ready to move, the monster were gone, and I realized it was only tree.
When I was in Cali, there was no place to stay. Being outside is dangerous for a woman, and at night, the only place to hide was the forest. People wouldn't come in because it looked scary. That became my home. Away from my people, I found a tree and I was safe. My place to survive, my shelter. I trusted that tree. She told me she would look after me, and I believed her. She helped me. Let me remember, we were friends. I hid in her and I slept. The tree protected me and allowed me to dream.
My first summer in the UK, and I realized the weather was much hotter than I expected. The tree was in the middle of the park. I could feel its shade calling for me. As I came closer, I could see its leaves moving in the breeze, back and forth, side to side. I sat in its shade, and it was like I felt fresh, I felt new. The old tree took me, and I was one with nature, me and earth, my body in tune, free, and away from the burning sun.
When I first come to the UK, I stayed in the hotel, and next to the hotel was a park. I make it a habit to run there every morning. Some days were very cold, but after 10 minutes, I couldn't feel it. I enjoyed that run, watching the season change, winter to spring, spring to summer, the trees that have no leaves. The sunlight throws the branches. The sun meets everyone will start resign again. Nothing, the first flower on my way, made me feel less alone. And I can honestly say I love the UK weather.
A month after arriving here in the UK, I had lots of problems. I was chased from the accommodation I was staying, and I did not have anywhere to go. I did not have money, I did not have food, and I did not know anyone else in this country. When I was outside looking for help, I saw a big tree, looking like the tree we had in my village near my house, which I used to sit under with my friends every afternoon to talk about our different worries and projects, futures also. We always leave that tree feeling happy and free. I stay under that tree, hoping that I'm going to have someone who can help me. Before seeing that tree, I felt homeless and hopeless, and too scared of being alone. But once I sit under that tree, I felt like being at home. I can't forget that tree. It reminds me home and my friends back home. Each time I see that tree, I feel relieved.
It was late May. I had nowhere to stay. Behind the Tesco Express, there was a tall tree, so that's where I slept for 2 nights, under that same tree. It was scary in the dark. People would pass. Some would say things, but I couldn't really understand what they were saying. Sometimes they were drunk, sometimes looking for trouble. I used my jacket as a blanket, no water to wash my hands. I would eat the food people left. Sometimes a person might give me something from their shopping, a speck from a pocket. I felt really harmful. Under that same tree, it was the worst 2 days of my life.
By the time I got here, spring was already half over. After 2 stressful nights, I was sent here from the airport. It was late when I was admitted to the 24th room on the second floor of a hotel. The room had 2 single beds that I shared with one other person. My bed was next to the window and I could see the street from there. I had a backpack with me. I put it in a corner and lay on the bed. I opened the curtain to look at the sky, and as I looked, I saw a light. I recognized that it was a plane was landing, and suddenly the stress of my trip filled my mind. I turned away from the dark night sky. I am an amateur photographer. I took photos to capture beauty. I love trees and buildings. I think the two have something in common. Both have roots in the ground to keep them strong. After a few days, I noticed a park near the hotel. My daily hobby was to walk and take pictures of the trees. Among the trees in the park was a tree that I loved. Every day, I would stop in the front of it and have a short conversation between us. Day passed. Still, I did not look at the sky from room 24, so my eyes didn't see the flight path. I am still in the hotel. I have watched that tree change in every season. I have taken photos in summer, autumn, winter, and now spring again. My life has stopped. Only the breath that comes and goes tells me that I'm alive. I have not seen my wife and my daughter for 4 seasons. I asked my beloved tree, when will this end? He doesn't know neither.
I remember, but now I am making a new memory. And the remember and but for
I
now
remember,
another memory
but
I
now
make.
I'm making new memories. Is it clear? You know me.
I remember, but now I'm making new memories. Je me souviens,
I
mais je suis en train
remember,
de
but
faire un
now
nouveau.
I am making new memories. Recuerdo, pero ahora estoy
I
creando
remember.
nuevos recuerdos.
But now I am making new memories.
I remember, but now I'm making a new memory. Echetem, Bokita.
I remember, but now I am making a new memory. Yo recuerdo, pero ahora
We come from different places.
We hold different memories.
We are created by different stories.
but we come together as one family.
And it is here. Together we have to plant new trees.
A message of hope for the world.
Will you join us?
Will you join us? There are lots of ways in which we would like you to join with us in creating a more compassionate world where everyone can feel welcome and like we all belong to one family. Sadly, in the society in which we live, it remains much needed. We know there are loud and powerful voices who, sadly, want to sow hatred and hostility. But we, you, all have a voice too. We want you to go away from here inspired to keep using that voice to spread messages of kindness, welcome, inclusion, and hope. We're going to sing again, all of us, and while we do that, we're going to give you some seeds. They're not tree seeds. Trees take a long time to grow. They are sunflower seeds. We'd invite you to take them away and plant them, and as you watch them grow, to be reminded of the role we all play in planting seeds which will create the kind of world we want to live in.
Yeah.